Hey, what is up guys, GuitarRock here, welcome back to another Brown Dust 2 video. Alright, let's talk about the current season of Powder of Hope and of course the Mirror Wars. I believe there's a new character that can be obtained right there as well. But before then, a quick reminder, right now also, every single new couple of patches or so, we're going to have a new free character that you can obtain right here. So keep in mind, you can basically get White Bolt Yuri right here. So make sure you guys are trying to get her. This is free. There's just no reason to not do this, especially the one that today's complete quest, you got to go to the board and do this specific quest, right? So make sure you guys are doing that, right? So this is going to be a decent one. Allows her to remove buffs from the enemy. So that can be used to remove taunt, can be used to remove a number of things, right, from the enemies. Can be very decent in PvE scenarios. So let's talk about right now. Make sure you guys get Liberta. Again, just a gentle reminder, Liberta, a very strong character. Celia, I guess you can skip out on, if you cannot afford to get Liberta to +5 or +4, right, at least you can get one copy of her from the pub. Alright, make sure you finish mission 15. But other than that, I would say just go all in on Liberta, right, rather than just try to split it up with Celia. Like, I feel like Liberta is just infinitely way more useful. There's no reason for you to try to split that up per se, right? So let's talk about the Powder of Hope right now, alongside with the... Alright, before we go to the Powder of Hope, Mirror Wars, right? Mirror Wars is the PvP section. So we got a new reset right here. So let's see who is going to be the current character that you can obtain. That's going to be Anastasia Fire Graffiti. Now again, this one, Anastasia did get buffed recently. Alright, I would say like about a few months back, they increased her crit damage, right? She can be useful in the current Fiend Hunter. Again, if you have Liatris, Anastasia and Liatris are going to be, like right now, the top for the fire DPS. Alright, if you're looking for fire DPS as a whole, for physical. If you're looking for, you know, magic, it's going to be Loan and Livia. Alright, but for now, those two are going to be very useful. Now, should you get this particular one? It depends. Ideally, if you have Liatris, you might get away with not having this particular one. I feel like Anastasia can be strong. She can be your main DPS if you have both costumes built, and you have to consider her potential liberation as well. Those are going to be the important ones, right? So I'll come back to here and get the rest of the stuff. But let's talk about what do we have on the other side of the rewards right here, the golden trade section. Now, comeback idol Granhildr, as you can see, this one, she's available right here, right? So you can see this is going to be a very interesting one. So preemptive action, apply taunt to yourself for 2 turns, apply an energy gut to yourself for 4 turns equal to 200% of your max HP. So this is a very, and I repeat, very good costume for PvP. Alright, so the ability to preemptive apply taunt to yourself means that this is pretty much the most used PvP costume. Alright, if you go right now into the PvP on, especially not on offense, on defense, right? You can check right here under the popular costumes right here. You go to Mirror Wars, go to defense. You can see she's definitely one of the top. Alright, so depending on the rank, right? So this is in Grandmaster rank. If I trigger accordingly and change accordingly, the Void Granhildr right here, surprisingly she's not used that high up in the higher ranks. She's right here rank 9, but let's have a look. In the Grandmaster, she's rank 3. In the Master rank, she's rank 1. Alright, the most used character right there. In Sapphire, she's rank 1, and in Diamond, she's rank 2. So you can see she's the most used character in defense teams tied with B rank Idol Helena costume. Now that's because she has a preemptive taunt, which is going to be extremely useful. That means if enemy enters battle, they are forced to attack her yet. So I'll definitely make a separate PvP guide now that Liberta is here. I know a lot of people have been asking about PvP guide. Now let me, please confirm with me again if you guys want PvP guide. Let me know in the comment section below, because ideally I have a lot of guides that I also want to do. But if you guys really want that, I can push that out first to be the priority. Alright, but for now, Granhildr is going to be a very strong one. Get this up to as high as you can. As you can see, I have her up to +3. You ideally don't need to go too crazy. Alright, so as you can see, +0, 6 SP, you have the preemptive, so you need to get the potential liberation to reduce the SP to 5 if possible. Make it a little bit cheaper, right? But other than that, at +1, all it does is just give you more HP for the energy gut. Alright, plus 2 is going to like basically reduce this to 5 turns. Plus 3 is going to make you even more energy guard, plus 4 more energy guard, and plus 5 more energy guard. So you can see nothing in the skill give you SP reduction, right? So if you can get plus 0 and then just get a little bit of potential liberation to increase the SP, that's going to be more than enough. Alright, so she is a very strong character. Of course, if you care about PvP, ideally get her up more. For me, I guess I'll just get it, right? Since I have plenty of this particular currency anyway, so I don't see why wouldn't I get that. So we're just gonna get her up to plus 4 for the time being. But what about the Powder of Hope shop right here? So right here you can see we got 4 characters currently available to us. Alright, so number 1 we got Rodef's Star Liatris. Number 2 we got Maid named C Rubia. Number 3 we got Killer Doll Leclis. Number 4 we got Young Lady Blade. Okay, so as you can see, all are pretty strong options. Very, very good characters. I would say they are all relatively meta. Alright, to a certain extent you can use them in as a whole, right? Except for maybe Killer Doll Leclis. She's a little bit weird, right? Weird in terms of she's pretty strong and she can be used in PvP. But right now you can see Granhildr is right there. Literally, Granhildr is a better character for PvP. Just due to preemptive taunt, that means you activate before battle even, right? Whereas for this particular Killer Doll Leclis, you have to basically apply the SP to apply the taunt. Now this one, you can use it in conjunction with the other costume. Alright, as you can see, I have both at plus 5 and you can further reduce this to 1 SP. So it can be a decent choice for PvP as well, but more on the offensive side. If you are willing to sacrifice that 1 SP for you sacrifice damage for a little bit of survivability, just so that you can have barrier and taunt, so that the enemies can hit you, I would say she's a pretty good proposition, right? Not a bad choice at all, right? Killer Doll Leclis can be considered, can be an option, but I would say if you are new, alright, there are better options, especially if you got the Granhildr. You can basically rely on that, and there's better options that you can use in PvP for offense in that particular case. In PvE, I don't really use her because you guys are aware by now, Brown Dust 2 is extremely one-shot heavy. You try to kill the enemies off in the first turn, alright, first turn if possible. If not, then maybe like in the second, third turn, right? But ideally, that's going to be how it is. Maid named C Rubia. This one is going to be a very, very good one if you tend to tackle some of the harder PvE stages, and also in Tower of Salvation. Any of the tower stages, this particular costume is going to give you an ability to evade, as you can see, right? So evasion is very, very good, alright? So you can see chance to evade attacks until successfully evade 2 times. So if you potentially liberate it, it goes up to 3 times, alright? Again, that is going to be extremely useful. Now, why is that? Is because she is going to help you to overcome certain special mechanics. If a boss have a lot of ability, very strong ability that can one-shot you, you can position her in front of the boss so that she can basically evade the boss, right? But keep in mind, if the boss is multi-hit, that's where the 3 times is going to wear off extremely fast. So going up to a plus 0 to plus 1 is going to give her the 2 SP reduction. And then everything goes up even more. It's just going to increase the damage. Damage wise, this costume is like whatever. So I would say plus 1 is actually a good stopping point, right? You don't really need to go even higher. The rest is just going to increase the damage. Now, while Rubia is not too bad, she's also one of the best. She's also one of the physical fire DPS that can be used here and there. You don't really use this costume for the damage. You use this costume more for the utility to dodge. Now, for a lot of veteran players, if you don't have that costume, if you have the Justia limited costume, now again, this is a limited costume, you sadly cannot get this particular costume anymore, and that's going to be this particular one, right? The swimsuit Justia. Now this particular one has a similar role, alright? You can see right here, again, let me do the preview here. 100% chance to evade enemy attacks until successfully evade 3 times, alright? So this one, I didn't get it up to plus 5. At plus 5 it's going to be 4 times. I only have it up to plus 4, right? You can see this is the one that if you have this particular one, this one is also very strong in PvP as well, right? Because of the evasion, 1 SP, quite broken, right? So it can also right there restore 6 SP to allies, and also your attack can increase. So it does quite a lot of things. She can act as a battery unit. She can also give you 100% chance to evade. Now if you care about tackling in Tower of Salvation, especially in the higher floors, right? Floor 9, floor 10, where the enemies just one-shot you, this costume is the one to go to as your pick, right? As opposed for tanks, because even tanks get one-shotted. A lot of defenders can get one-shotted in the floor 10 especially, right? So Justia, very, very good option, but sadly she's a limited costume. I'm not sure if she'll rerun this year, but Justia and Rubia, as far as I know, is the only alternative or the only option for evasion costumes right now. So if you don't have that particular swimsuit Justia costume, you can consider one copy of the maid named C Rubia. Now again, it's not really for complete beginners, but I would say like mostly for intermediate players, right? If you're trying to tackle like very hard campaign stages where the boss can just one-shot you, these are where you use the evasion costumes to tank, right? Now, about 1 year ago, I actually made this video, alright, my top 3 endgame story characters featuring Fire Chip. Alright, that is going to be one of the very hard stage right there, right? So I'll try to link this video to you guys to give you guys a perspective of what are the characters or how you want to take advantage of Maid Rubia. Back then, Maid Rubia came out for the first time, so basically you'll get a better idea on how to use her as well. So if you guys want to watch that, I'll have it linked in this particular video's description somewhere, right? But other than that, Maid Rubia is going to be very, very strong. Now if you are looking for damage, however, that's where Liatris comes in. Alright, Liatris is a bit more complex. She has 3 costumes, alright? So right now she's definitely one of the strongest character for fire physical DPS. Alright, so if you're looking for a physical fire DPS character, she's definitely the top one. I would say it's either her or Anastasia, but I feel like she's better than Anastasia because of this particular costume, and also she has 3 costumes as opposed to 2 costumes, right? Now, how to take advantage of her is very, very easy, right? Right now you can see she is this particular one. You basically get this for free as well. I just want to remind you guys again, that costume can be obtained for free in this particular story. I don't remember the chapter, but it's going to be this one, right? This is going to be the Dark Angel. Wait, my bad. It's not this one. This one you get Path of Vengeance later. It's going to be the chapter 9. Chapter 9 is going to be, again, it's been 1 year since I finished all of this story. So this is chapter 7, I believe. 8. I believe it's this one, the Bloody Rhapsody, the Pack 8. The Pack 8, you complete this chapter, you are able to get one copy of Liatris for free in the tavern. Alright, now of course I've already obtained it, so I can't show it to you guys. Yeah, if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me in the comment section below, but that's going to be the one, I'm pretty sure, following my memory of me playing about, was it about 2 years ago? It's been, damn, I've been playing this game for a while now, right? So as you can see, Rodef Star Liatris, again, this is a very strong character. She's one of the best AoE character they can obtain early on as well to help you carry yourself in the PvE scenarios, right? A lot of the campaign stages. You can see right here, if you fully potential liberate her, she goes up to she goes down to 4 SP, which is very, very useful. She can do 45% damage, and she can do DOT as well, right? Apply burn to the enemy for 3 turns, alright? 205% of your attack every single turn. Now this particular costume, you want to use it in conjunction to her other costume, the maid costume, this particular one, right? So this particular one, as you can see, if the enemy is under DOT effects, deal 650% or even 700 at +5 of the attack. This is going to be the one that just one-shots the enemy, do a bunch of damage, right? So you want to apply DOT on the enemy first. So ideally you want this particular one to complement with her, right? You can either use this particular one, this particular costume, or you can go with the other one. This is going to be the, what's the name for that, right? Fire Execution. Yeah, this particular one, this costume basically hits in a straight line. This one also applies burn. Either one of this costume, you want them to go first to apply the DOT before you go in with the maid Liatris. This is going to be the strongest one. This one, as you can see, 3x3 tile. If you can max the potential liberation, is going to give you the range. Alright, so very, very cool. I would highly recommend getting this costume if you haven't already. +5. It's a very, very strong costume. It's not as strong as the maid Liatris. The maid Liatris is going to be the burst DPS. This one is more useful for stacking chain and doing decent amount of damage as well. So like if I have to pick right now, I would say this is going to be a better costume to get, because right now in the Fiend Hunter, the 3, right, basically is weak against fire. So you're gonna get a lot of value out of this. Now next one we have Young Lady Blade. Now again, Young Lady Blade is a very simple character, but assuming you have potential liberation, right? +1 is going to reduce it to 4 SP, then +2, +3 is going to increase the physical vulnerability up to 150%. Now, I've made a video talking about this before, mentioned this previously as well. Is she strong, right, or is she weak, right? She's pretty good, alright? So able to apply this particular 150% to the enemy for amplification for, in this case, vulnerability physical is very, very good. That means you're going to do even more physical damage. However, alright, as someone who has been playing the game since day one, I'm a veteran player. I do have another character that can do something similar, and that's going to be a cat girl Ares right here. Okay, so from the Mushoku Tensei collaboration, right? So this is going to be the one, right? So I have this particular costume, and it does the same thing. Again, you can see apply 150% vulnerability to the main target, and this cat girl Ares is going to be better for the current season because fire, right? She's fire. Blade is dark, so still can be used. Alternative, if you don't have this particular costume, you don't have cat girl Ares, you should consider getting Blade. But for me, I have her, so I don't need to rush to get Blade as much to +5 because I can use whoever that it is, right? I still think both characters are going to be, they're going to have their own usage and they're going to have their own place to shine regardless of the roles being very, very similar. But at least for some of the new players, I know a lot of you guys are probably like new. You know, it's good that you guys have the option, right? Because it sucks that sometimes some players come in and join to play the game and they miss out on the old collabs, right? That's going to be something that's a bit disheartening. So hopefully eventually they rerun off all of these collab characters. That's going to be something that I would say, right? So for me, priority, I would definitely lean towards Rodef style Liatris. If you haven't +5 her, Young Lady Blade can be good if you don't have Cat Girl Ares. These two, and of course 1 copy of Maid Rubia, right? If you haven't already gotten 1 copy, or at least up to +1 just to get it out to +2. I would say these 3 are going to be the priority. Killer Doll Liatris, I wouldn't place that as a top priority because there's other options. She's strong in PvP, but there's other options, right? So the other 3 are going to be much more better depending on what you're trying to achieve. If you want DPS character, Rodef style Liatris. If you want utility character, I would say maybe she's more niche. You're probably going to use her less because she's only going to be someone that you use in story and stuff. So Rodef style Liatris and Young Lady Blade are probably going to be somewhat used more. So focus on these 2 first. So yeah, with that being said, that's going to be it for this particular video. And yeah, I'm just kind of curious, right? If you guys have been playing Brown Dust 2, let me know when do you guys started playing Brown Dust 2, right? Because now I'm looking at, I was showing you guys this video earlier, 1 year ago, man, time flies. I've been playing this game for so long. But yeah, as a day 1 player, always glad to be able to try to help some of the newer players that comes in. But with that being said, subscribe if you guys haven't already. Give this video a like if you guys enjoyed it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye. Let me know if you guys want the PvP guide, right? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below.